Lizzie again! From downtown!
Captain on the bridge.
Whoop!
It is that time again, the numpty.
Bloody right it is. Bacon, thank you. 52 months, but definitely a longer tenure. Lizzie, yeah, let me update the boards. Could this be your month? Could this be the victory? Could you be the them be without envy? No, wait, without envy. Sorry, I was going for a bit, Lizzie. I tripped over my words. I'm sorry. But it puts you in joint competing for first with Aeon. Oh, anyway, Bacon, Lizzie, Fearless, how you all doing? What and welcome, friends. Sorry it's incredibly late, but things are progressing good over here, and we went and got Amos some extra special doggy drugs tonight. So he is about to spend the next few days high off his gourds, and very happy about it. And we got dicks on the way home, which I would have gobbled dicks in front of you, but there was a burger and fries in front of me, and then my vision blurred. It kind of sounded like a Hoover turning on, and then suddenly everything was gone. And it was delicious. But, how are you all? You're okay, baby boy. Hoffers, Vanderbeest, numbers, Watto and welcome! This Ginger Numpty. There's no Ginger Numpty here. You're just watching an open, empty browser. What madness is wrought? Nah, Lizzie. Perios is out and about. Perios is far from the screen. I'm safe for at least a few days. I could hold a fucking mukbang, would be fine. I know what I said, and I said what I meant. Now let's get this stream started at 200%. Okay. Right, Vanderbeest, thank you for filling the pint glass, friend. Oh, what did you do in Meme Sphere? When did you take that picture? Ruddy Terror. Ruddy Terror. Ooh, Dice, that sounds right fancy. That sounds right fancy. Good on you. Sorry, it's probably going to end up being chaos for a day or two for you, because those things never go as smoothly as they should, but that sounds bloody marvellous. And I've been on a whole res kicker. I don't know. There was a Blue Sky group of people who... It was like one of those starter packs, but it's people who unironically enjoy the movie Hackers. And I'm like, hi, hello, can I be part of that? And I don't know, I wanted to go for something with the vibes, but I didn't want to go full, like, voodoo people, because I didn't want to get too fighty. And I remembered that res exists, and so here we are. Yeah, Dustin, we're on real late-night sword hours.
Damn, I should have taken a pic or two when we were at post-PAX brunch, just for the little smile.
You shoulda. You shoulda. Oh no, we'll just have to hang out at a future PAX. Oh no, however will we all cope? Thank you for the 200, Bacon. I mean, undoing all of Vanderbeest's hard work. Can't believe you've done this, but it's fine, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine. Anyway, Watto and welcome, friends. Therapy Sword looms, and I hope you're all holding up as well as we all can.
On the bridge.
Whoop!
6 years, 1 month, 8 days, 17 hours.
Fuck yeah. It's so weird because trying to translate 73 months into like an understandable amount of time kind of boggled my brain into people like, no, 72 months is 6 years. No big deal. So, cheers to you, Watto, and welcome! We're here for Night Sword. That's sword by night. I've got my shreddy ice soda as well. I don't know what it is. Okay, I know what it is. It's, you know, it's like crunched ice rather than regular. But it just makes the... Ooh. As J-Post also declares war on Vanderbeest's hard work. You started New Game Plus already. Good on you. I am taking my time. I am the opposite of a speedrun. But I gotta admit, like, the idea of doing a New Game Plus, kind of tempting, I won't lie. But yeah, we're still...
I suppose you could say you're feeling resurrected?
Dustin! This is on Twitch.television? Got the cameras from the waist. Oh! As in resurrection. Okay, you know, I get it now. And also a train. Pocow! Dustin and everybody. Thank you for the bits, alright?
Well, did you see the office pup?
I did see the office pup. Does he still need a name? Because someone called him Toast, and I hate how much I like that. Predominantly because of Toast from the Toast of London, played by Matt Berry. Oh, nice.
Train already. That escalated quickly.
It really did. It really did. Bacon, thank you. And yeah, so Stooge was saying they've already cleared the first 2 shard holders, and I'm like, I definitely think that New Game Plus's start will be a lot easier because you have your full repertoire of ways to handle situations, even when you're outpaced or like outleveled. As opposed to when you first start any Soulsian game where you have your pants and a broken stick, and you're like, cool, go fight God, I guess. Alright, Lizzie, that is up to you lot and the power of this train. I have no command. I'm not even in control of this train. I'm merely strapped to the front of it. Oh shit!
Chew.
What little was remaining of Vanderbeest's hard work has been obliterated. J-Post, thank you. But remember, J-Post, we do not declare a Jarl until the train is over. The battle ain't over till it's over. Sorry, and like I said, I've been grooving to this all fucking day. There was one point where, while Fiona was ferrying stuff between current place and new place, where...
There's still more.
Fucking yo! Now it's a fight. And, sorry, to both of you, thank you. Fucking legends. There was one point today where Amos, very sad that Fiona wasn't here, his complaining synced up to the music, and it was like this, like, you know, Amos is Sad remix, you know, 2000s house edition. And Crux, what? Oh, and welcome. Fucking thank you. Fucking yo! But yeah, so for those of you who haven't seen the continued adventures of Therapy Sword, I think we're still in the very early phases of the DLC. I did have great success against the fucking Lion Beast thing, which I was not expecting, and old Moon Juggler. But in fairness, for Moon Juggler, I wanted to feel good about myself, so it was like I had my friend and also Mini-Me versus them. So it was a 3-on-1 fight. Oh, she's snacking.
Go full call, go full call, go full call, go full call, go
Oh,
full call,
baby.
go full call, 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 go full call,
Four call go. Sorry. Crux, thank you kindly. Alright, and Vanderbeest, like, the eternal struggle, chaos and order, back and forth. Thank you. Deus, how are you doing? Sorry that I thought today was Thursday and had a tiny freak out. I hope we get to do anime bullshit together on Friday.
Reactor online. Sensors
Yeah!
weapons online. All systems nominal.
Choo choo. Viking 64 big shot.
Kakazi, thank you. God, it feels like you've been here way longer, and I have to remember that 31 months is a lot of months. You know, compared to 72 months, it feels like it's... Yeah, time travel's weird. How are you?
One call go, 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 one
Fucking terror!
Go 100.
That was peak chaos. Dice, thank you. Instead of 4 Corgo, that was Corgo 1. Got ourselves like a little, I don't know, Corgo squadron. Okay, so Kakazi, I'm not going completely loopy. Alright. That makes me feel better. Oh. This train's still fucking going. Holy Boss Watto and welcome. Oh. So yeah, friends, come on in. I don't have anything drastically important to tell you about. The world of video games has been surprisingly calm today. Though I have had to explain to a lot of people about the legalities of abandonware and how, like, just don't put it on blast. Don't put it on blast. TLDR, an Unreal tournament, an Unreal fan site recently put up a program for running the original Unreal Gold and Unreal Tournament. However, the legalities of it are super wibbly wobbly. Like one of those, like, just don't look at it too closely. Because technically, they said they have permission. We have no proof of that, but whatever. Oh, sorry. And before I get into my banter topic of the afternoon, or should say evening, all of you, thank you. Stooge has come out as current Jarl. So, with this power, what will you do? What will you do? No, seriously, all of you. Thank you. So, considering we're super late, and considering everything that's going down, I expected absolutely fucking nothing tonight. So, thank you. So yeah. TLDR, fansite isn't hosting the games. Their launcher connects to archive.org and to very specific ISOs, CD images, if you will, and allows you to run those in modern environments. And I've seen it going around a lot of my feeds, a lot of people being like, hey, Unreal Tournament's free to download. And I'm like, actually, no, and let's not put this on blast. Because it is a good thing. Like, between us, like, little tiny corner of the internet, I think we're okay talking about it. So Cold Ankles, I've read into it, and there's no proof that they have permission. There's no evidence of. And also, they're really careful with their wording. So they never actually say what they got permission for, and they're always very, very quick to point out that it's someone else hosting, right? So if I had to guess, I'd say a lot of careful wording got put into their essentially legal workaround. Oh yeah, Aeon, I was listening to this earlier, and I'm doing it again. We're going 2 for 2. But yeah. So Cold Ankles, apologies for jumping on that one. It's been doing the rounds on Blue Sky very heavily as well. And okay, so you'll know the rule on this kind of stuff is that the less a company knows about operations like that, like free Unreal downloads, the safer it is, right? Same with like abandonware sites, same with, you know, emulation sites and stuff like that. Like, the less visible it is, the more protected it is, because sorry, just grab my train of thoughts. I nearly lost it there. A lot of these things exist kind of in the space between legalities, and if something like that Unreal project got a big fucking IGN article about it, and then suddenly millions of people swarmed to it, it would get shut down so fast. And a lot of abandonware stuff sits in the same place, like... and if you're unfamiliar with the term, abandonware is used to refer to games that aren't technically open or free to download, but there's no one left to claim them. There's no one left to kind of protect them. Yeah, but unfortunately with especially US copyright and stuff being as bullshit nonsense as it is, you have to do this thing which is like defending your IP. Oh, yeah, Lizzie, thank you. So yeah, so companies will, if an abandonware site or an emulation site or a fan project gets too large, the company has to step in and defend themselves, essentially. It's stupid and dumb, I know, but, you know, it's the kind of the reality of what there was. Well, actually, so Aeon, there is, and that's where this kind of comes from. So, like, let's say, I don't know, let's just take Pikmin, because I've been watching a lot of Dan to Dan. Let's say Nintendo releases Pikmin 1, and then never goes back to it. And a bunch of people start, like, distributing Pikmin and making their own, like, fan Pikmin and Pikmin modding scene and things like that, and it gets big. If it gets to the point where Nintendo couldn't say they didn't know about it, and they do nothing about it, if they later try and shut them down, they'd be able to say, like, no, you abandoned this, so it's ours. Essentially, that's what happens. And the problem is that once that happens, Pikmin would then become basically, like, open to the world. Again, I'm using a lot of shorthand. The legalities of this are far murkier and far weirder. And as Lizzie says, we are not legal experts, we are not giving you legal advice. But the problem with those kind of things is that they tend to get repackaged by nefarious individuals faster. So, for example, a lot of the early... This is a Pokemon MMO! Where they would just take an old ROM, strap like an emulator with MMO capability to it. Tons of those had like spyware or Bitcoin miners or viruses and shit baked into them. With the idea that kids would download free Pokemon, then they could just rinse their parents' credit card information. And I don't know about old Adidas or Adidas. clothing and physical stuff is way out of my wheelhouse, but the reason I bring this up is that when we come across stuff like this, like preservation groups that are working to maintain and distribute old games that are no longer supported or what have you, here is the rule. Nothing in ASCII, alright? Tell people, talk about it, discuss it. Obviously, we would never condone piracy on the Longship in any way, shape, or form. This discussion only applies to things that are clearly approved fan projects. But, like, what you need to do is tell the people who are going to be interested in a way that leaves as little trace as possible. You know, honestly, nothing in ASCII needs to be a lot of people's motto moving forward. But that's another story. So yeah, I decided it was not my job to educate people on the legalities of ROMs, emulation, abandonware, and stuff like that. But it was interesting how many people were coming to me and saying, no, this is totally fine. They're allowed to do this. And I just wanted to be like, according to who? Also, if Epic decides it's no longer okay, like, who do you think's going to win that fight? Like, legality in the US is always based on whoever has the largest war chest, alright? Or someone's really bad at law, but that's another story, you know? Like, they got that Fortnite money. They got that 10-cent Fortnite money. If they decide on a whim to shut down a fan project, it's dead. So yeah. So Cold Ankles, I apologise for jumping on that one, but I'll always err on the side of caution, because there aren't as many groups like us who actually know what this stuff does and how it shapes out, right? I know. I'm going to be honest, I think that, especially during lockdown, a lot of people forgot the decorum around abandonware, ROMs, emulation, stuff like that. And I think they put a lot of targets on a lot of backs. Like the guys who were fucking charging for an online, what was it? Was it GameCube emulator? They were charging for it. What did they think Nintendo were going to do? And Cold Ankles, you're good. That's what we do in the Longship. We all live together, we look after each other. I'm not immune from, like, informational fuck-ups. None of us are. So that's why we look after each other. You know? But I don't have the strength and energy to correct every motherfucker on Blue Sky, so they can be their own disasters. Okay. Now, so Eon, Bleem is an interesting one. But a lot of publishers who produce hardware have changed their legalities on their consoles since the Bleem case. And I'm loving this soundtrack. I will admit, friends, that one of these days I will do the most indulgent stream of, is it Res Infinite? Or is it Res HD? I forget what it's called on Steam. Res Infinite. I am familiar with 8-Bit Peoples. I don't know if I've seen them... No, I'm thinking of somebody else. From all the different bands I've seen play POW over the years, I've seen some absolute bangers. Well, yeah, so Bacon, it struck me listening to this just how much Everhood was inspired by Rez, not so much Undertale. Okay, so honestly, friends, that was all that was really going on, like industry-wise, that crossed my feed, or that was like worth discussing. The ZeniMax Workers Union is striking in protest of the mandatory return to office type stuff. I haven't read any more information on what games will be struck, but I mean, it's fucking ZeniMax. It's not like we're going to be beasting, you know, fucking Elder Deathloop Online or what have you. We might miss out on a Skyrim remaster. No! Okay. Yeah, honestly, friends, I think we can just get straight into some gigantic big sword adventures. I will say, though, if you didn't see the stream yesterday, or if you are avoiding spoilers for the sequel to The Case of the Golden Idol, The Rise of the Golden Idol, it's really fucking good. I will say no more, don't worry, but fuck yeah. Holy Boss needs an enhanced deluxe exclusive remaster of Skyrim. We need one enhanced deluxe exclusive and 2 fries. Did you want onions and tartar with that? I'm sure a million people have done a million video essays on why Skyrim is the one we keep returning to. I keep thinking about it though. Oh, yeah, Holy, I can do a catch-up. I guess the other thing that crossed my feed today that was really interesting was just kind of the discussion about, like, you know what? No, that's another one we can go into either later or another time. Sorry, it wasn't anything like hot and spicy. Basically, it was a discussion around games marketing and just like how much stuff is coming out and the overall chaotic situation we find ourselves in with games marketing right now, and how like. Okay, the TLDR, $60, $70 is too much money right now. Yeah, time for sword. And
Time for sword cause the flames.
Was it little rollies? $70 is too much money right now. For a lot of people, it is a huge expense. And outside of franchises that they really know and that they really care about, people aren't willing to roll the dice on premium price point titles right now. And everybody's got a different opinion as to why. Some people are pointing to, you know, the huge success of, you know, free-to-play titles. Some people point to, like, Games Pass. Others point to, like, you know, the indie space's rush to the bottom. And I think all of them are kind of valid. But it was in discussion as to why some of the big AAA titles this year haven't taken root, whereas like you know, Dragon Age Wolf Gobbler or whatever it's called absolutely did. Like, Dragon Age has done good. Dragon's Dogma 2 has done good, right? There have been other big bangers that have released that year that have done well, but other attempts to kind of... Yeah, Hindle, it's because they changed it from, like, Wolf Fighter to Veilguard. My brain has just mashed them all together. And it's been really interesting because it was Dreadwolf, that was it. There we go. It's not something... Okay, the reason why I was kind of like dancing around it is because there's nothing to be really doing. None of us here are looking to release a $70 on-release game, right? Predominantly, peeps at Longship are either on big pre-existing projects or like smaller indies, anywhere from like the $5 to I think like the $25 mark. But it's this interesting thing of like, I need to get a fucking calendar for my wall that's like the video game discourse calendar, right? Because we're getting around to the price of video games. Price of video games comes before the Game Awards discourse, which is always insufferable. But there's this discussion that comes around every few years that's like, video games are too cheap. That video games have not changed their price point to match inflation, and that the cost of making them has gone up. If you're looking at mid to AAA, you know, to deliver what is considered a AAA game back in the day, you know, wouldn't even scratch what we have now. And yeah, Hindle, it's not far off. It's the same topics come at the same time of year because the same factors that cause people to think about them are happening. Like, this is midway through what is usually the big busy period of the year. Yeah, numbers. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was $70 USD at launch. It's wild. I know, guinea pigs. Crazy. But one of the interesting things has been the success and quality of games at the no-cost price point, you know, your Genshins, and your surprise low-cost bangers, you know, Balatro and shit like that. Like, these have definitely put a situation up where people are less willing to roll the dice on big purchases. Whereas, you know, I can only really speak for, like, direct price conversion to USD. But the 25 USD mark seems to be the point. Anything beyond that, users have to start making an active decision. And things that creep up around the, you know, the $70 mark, they're kind of scary, you know? It still is amazing, it is amazing to me the price point of a lot of, like, you know, seasons and content packs that we're seeing at the same time, but that's another matter. It was just something to take into consideration when planning and putting forward video games, that we're not going to have a sudden upturn in user spending in the next 2 years, right? In fact, people are going to be struggling in the coming years more than prior. So when planning out your video game, like, you can't be aiming for that $70 superseller anymore. Yeah, Hindle, Space Marine 2 was $40. Oh, it's 40 quid, which I think that puts it... I say 40 quid is the... I want to say that puts it in, like, the... Alright, let me just look up how much Space Marine 2 was. The problem is my... Okay, so Space Marine 2 was a $60 price point game, but it's also it's a sequel on a successful franchise, right? Let's look at Helldivers. That's $40, right? Helldivers is drastically cheaper. Oh yeah, and cold ankles. I was thinking about it, and I really feel the same way. So like tomorrow, no, tomorrow's Thursday. For Friday, we're going to be rolling the dice on the Death Note Among Us type game.
Out.
Hey
No.
boy.
Out. Go lay down.
Bless him. Baby boy's been very highly strung today. Well, okay. Yeah, there's a Death Note Among Us game. And here's the thing. The price point, $10. I'm happy to roll the dice for $10. But asking any more than that gets a little, like... well, and... So, Stooge, this is the other thing that a lot of industry folk are falling into, is that, yes, like, back in the 90s, $60 was the equivalent now of $137. Like, let's call it 140 flat, right? Like, that's a drastic amount of money. However, the amount of income per household hasn't increased to keep up with, right? Oh yeah, it's a Dick's Cut. I was gonna show you all me gobbling dicks on camera, but I scoffed them too fast. They were good. So, where a lot of industry analysts are kind of falling down is they're looking at it in a purely mathematical sense. Like, oh, if game cost this much, if we adjust for inflation, game should cost this much. But, like, emotionally and financially, that's not how people are rolling, you know? Like, if someone said to me, I want you to spend $140 on one video game, like, holy crap. But also, the indie success has created kind of like a banding thing in a lot of people's minds. Because, like... yeah, Rise of the Golden Idol is $20, discount at launch. And I consider that to be like a premium indie kind of price point. Oh yes, now, you're entirely correct. More people are buying games now than in the 90s. It's just... sorry, I shouldn't say it's just. But, like, the emotional landscape of how much video games cost and how much people are willing to spend is definitely being pronounced. And it's felt most acutely in new IPs and high price points, right? You know, we've been talking about the death of AAA for a long time, and it probably won't be a full-on death. I don't think we'll see an implosion of the huge super studios, right? But you can't just launch a brand new IP like you used to be able to in the same way that you're developing your current ones and expect it to be a hit. Like, because what users can experience for less money, that whole swath has increased drastically. And as somebody else pointed out to me, is that, like, the platform domination strategy is a good one, but it means that users also have all of their back catalogue. So, like, if you want to sell me a game for $60, that game has to be interesting enough and varied enough to pull me away from Stardew Valley, which costed a fraction of that. And I know that seems dumb, like Stardew's been out for ages, but it is there. And if a new consumer is coming into this space and looking at the varying price points, like... yes! I mean, Stooge, that's another interesting point on it, is that the decrease in distribution costs would have also been reflected. And pretty much since we moved predominantly to, like, digital distribution, like, devs are taking home more of the pie of their sales than they used to. You know? So... anyway, the long and short of this was just, like... it's not users' faults. It's not the fault of users we're seeing these big new IP attempts, like, not take hold. And if you are speccing your game right now, even at a premium, if it is a new IP or an IP that does not have a massive established following, no higher than $40. And for 40, you better be bringing the thunder. And I'm not saying that that is fair or right. That's just how it be. Like, I'm not saying to you, video games should only cost $10, or that all video games should cost $70, right? It's like, anybody who knows shit, God, ever since Nick told it to me, it's the quickest way to explain it. Anybody who knows their shit in the games industry, if their answer to a question isn't, well, it's complicated, then they're probably full of shit. Because it is complicated, right? Like, how come Call of Duty can still sell for $70 when it's just the same rehashed nonsense every year? How come at the time when people are, you know, people desperately clamor for these great new experiences, you know, we see really fresh ones get completely overlooked. There's so many factors involved. Yeah, and every launch video game is a miracle. We tricked rocks into thinking, and we made them entertain us with cute, fuzzy little faces. But it's definitely something to look at moving forward. And the reason why I think this is an important one is, like, Take-Two have decided that it's all about the big earners. They're not going to bother with, you know, smaller, interesting indie stuff anymore. They've either sold off or closed down everything else that they're doing. Sega have said they're going to be refocusing on back catalogue and, you know, expansions to existing products and things like that. I guess they expected Sonic Shadow Generations to do better. And Hindle, yep, it did. It did. And to my understanding, that's not even a physical special edition either. God, I have to look at it. COD 6 Steam page, aren't I? Oh, do not make me type out Call of Duty Steam. You know exactly what I'm asking about. So yeah, on Steam, the base edition of Black Ops 6 is $70, with the Vault edition being $100. COD Boost, more like COD Boost Duty. Let me check my notes. No lies detected. But yeah. It's interesting to see this conversation go around again, and I didn't see anybody taking into consideration, like, the current economic situation that we're all facing, right? You know, if you got to choose between, you know, something that costs the same as one of your little treats, then people are far more likely to go, okay, you know, okay, if I need to point to what I would consider to be success, I want to point to web fishing, all right? Web fishing came out midway through October. It costs $5. And you play a cute little Animal Crossing game where you fish with your friends. It's... Were you gonna mess with my day?
I wasn't, actually.
I'm shocked and surprised.
A bag.
Oh, what kind of bag?
Just a bag.
You can't have
But I
one.
do critters and stuff.
That's too small then for a
Yes,
comfort
it
set.
is. It is.
Hang on. I can make my point and look for a big bag at the same time. So.
No, I figured it out.
Okay. Fine. I won't help then. I'll sit my ass back down. Fine. Okay. Okay. Ugh. Sorry, bear with me a second. Why didn't I link this? Sorry. Is it work? Oh, beans. Oh, here we go. Oh, nice. Sorry, Stu just listened to this and having fun with Stackland. If you get bored of Stackland, there's a free game on Steam, which is a similar vibe, but you're like a cat running like a little bakery, and it has, admittedly, one of the worst names, but it's so good.
No, never know.
Sorry, I'm just grabbing the link to that before we start getting to it. There we go. Okay, sorry, let me put this up on main screen, because also I want to show off the site I'm using as well. Okay, so. So here's web fishing. You know web fishing. We've been playing a lot of it. Web fishing currently is sitting at 19,000 positive reviews. Specifically, 19,226. All right. Now, this is the Steam revenue calculator, or the I always pronounce it wrong with the Boxleiter method or Boxleiter method. It works out in the idea that for every positive review on Steam, X number of people have played that game. I.e., out of, this isn't the actual math of it, but out of every 10 people, one person will leave a positive review, right? So what we can do is we can tap in $4.99, and then we can put in the number of Steam reviews, shitloads, and by estimates, web fishing has made between 1.1 and 3.5 million USD. Now, does anyone else want to talk about how great a fucking return on investment that is? Like, holy shit. Nope. That's right, this one gets a bit weird. There we go. And we're back. Hollow Knight. So Hollow Knight is good, but we always have to take into consideration that Hollow Knight was a successful Kickstarter, meaning they had a ramp up. Oh yeah, and as Cold Inkle says, it's a Godot games, there's no funky engine costs. They would have gotten fucked by Unity. Absolutely fucked. No, they wouldn't have gotten messed with as bad with Unreal, but Unreal would have been taking a cut of that. Anyway, I don't think I have a grand point about this, other than it's kind of like we need to stop thinking about AAA as the main and then everything else is beneath that. We need to look at the $20 to $40 price point, as that is video games now. If you are a prestige class, then you can charge $60 or $70. But you've got to fucking earn that. You can't just exist. And for everybody else, you need to exist in the $5 to $20 range. And that's it. Aeon. Hades. Yeah, Hades has made bank. Also, anything about Supergiant is basically like studying the Grandmasters. Grandmasters of creation, Grandmasters of marketing. The process from Bastion to Hades 2 just makes my heart sing. They boxed clever. They kept budgets low. They played smart. And when one of their games didn't do so great, they were fine. They were fucking fine. I'm like, you gotta work to make that happen. Anyway, yeah, so Reflective. What on, welcome. We're gonna be jumping into some Elden Ring in a little bit. But, okay, so Aeon, we also need to make sure that when we're discussing things like this is why, I guess this is why I'm thinking about it, this is why I'm talking to you all about it. It's like, a lot of the people who discuss games pricing are talking about how things were before the plague, right? Like, Terraria is a massive success story, right? And has done very, very well. It's a smart example of a low-budget type thing, but we need to not go too far down the hole at looking at old titles with long tails, because they already had their flash in the pan moment. Terraria is a phenomenon, right? Like, we cannot understate how well that game is done. And whilst we're doing that, we also have to take into consideration that, like, things have very much changed. And Velo, absolutely. I mean, you know, that's what Damien's been making his games in, and they fucking slap. Yeah, Air Dragon. I mean, that's what's so insane about watching these, like, huge publisher planning strategies, is it's that insanity. They're like, oh, you know, we can produce 9 prestige class games and release them all simultaneously, and users will buy all of them. And it's like, why the fuck was Concord a premium price point title at launch? Whose fucking pisshead idea was that? Shitey marketing, shitey fucking price point, right? Sorry. I'm angry for Concord, alright? And I try not to let that rage settle in my heart for too long. That's how you get heartburn. Yeah. And Stooge, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I mean, Aeon, can you imagine how many games we could produce with $500 million? Like, Concord is such a colossal fuck up from a business standpoint. Not from a creative standpoint. I mean, okay, from what I've heard, there was definitely a too many cooks, not enough producers situation, and the term toxic positivity got thrown around a lot in, like, post-discussions by individuals. Like, so far as I understand it, and I'm not saying this is gospel, but from what I've been able to pass, a lot of people on the Concord team needed to have been told no more than a few times, and they didn't get told no, because they were, like, industry heavyweights from other, you know, studios, predominantly things like Bungie and stuff like that. Crux says, at least half a game. Oh, though I thought like half a genre. Crux, I'll make you 3 new genres for $500 million. Like, literally, I could pay every indie forever. Okay. Winding it back. That's not very therapy sword of me, I know. Hey, Fred. We just started. Well, okay, hour of nattering. Furry dating top-down shooter? Fuck yeah. And I'll do you a bonus if it has the same kind of, like, gloriously bizarre aesthetic as that, like, first wave PlayStation 1 top-down shooters. Ah, Phyllis. I'm sorry to hear, friend. I had friendos on probably Monsters as well who got dropped. Yeah. Yeah, fucking Cloud Imperium games. Exactly, Stooge. Loaded, reloaded, and also the ship one, Overboard, which I fucking love the demo of, and realised I never played the full version. Same with a PC game called Tactics, which was about catching sheep to make tiny tanks, but you were allowed to stack the turrets on top of each other with your tiny tanks to make these, like, wobbling towers of violence. Good times, good times. But yeah. Anyway. It's like, one of the problems about doing this, about us hanging out and talking about it, is that the insanity is laid bare, and sometimes it is easy to forget that these are compounded problems that happen over time. You know, the price point for Concord was fucking stupid, and whoever came up with the marketing campaign for it is shit and bad. and I'm fucking annoyed. But that's neither here nor there. No one sets out to make a bad game. And because Velo mentioned...
What ho, Vikings? Is it time for giant sword yet?
You know what? It can be time for giant sword. Let's get that giant sword a swinging. Okay, yes. Some people set out to make games that are torturously bad, but that's a different story. But... poor cow. You know, what I mean to say is, it's very easy to see. Hey! It's very easy to Jetman J. How's that for some fucking timing? Hey Jay, you want to see me hit things with a big sword? Go on in, friends, go on in. And Iris, thank you for filling the pint glass. Thank you for the bits. How hecking goes it? So Jay, how was your stream? What were you up to? Tell me your tales. We're talking. Well, it's the age-old like games pricing discussion that popped up again because it's that time of year. We're not quite at the Game Awards complaining season yet, so we're at the how much video games cost season, and we've nattered on it a fair wedge. A fair wedge. Sorry about that. And Lyris, thank you for filling the pint glass. Getting that nice layered effect going. I was just trying to temper my... just to say that... bad games can happen to anybody. Like, any team. And... betting the farm on everyone is scary. Like, it's one of those things that you don't realize how far in the paint you are until it's bad.
I am Jarl now.
The Earldom is yours! What will you do? Also, fucking hell. That is 1,500 bits. Fucking thank you, friend. Sorry, jumping back. Jay was just saying that they had a kind of low energy stream. That's fine. Playing some Minecraft. We got into it when I was younger and find it neat to go back. I've not done my usual return to Minecraft adventures yet. My bad habit gaming at the moment is single player Tarkov, but I still try and recapture that feeling that it gave me, which was like, you know, like Skyrim for loners. The idea that, you know, in early Minecraft, it was just you dropped into a fantasy world. You built everything. All in the quest to slink and murder a gigantic dragon of the nether. Okay. Well, then I shall be your background noise to paint minis too. Fuck yeah. Oh, we have so many places we can go, and some of them are fucking gross. Oh, sorry, and Oran, what and welcome. Yeah, so Jay, yeah, game-wise, we're this far into Elden Ring, into DLC. I've explored all of this. I made it up Dragon Peak. I haven't beaten Crucible! And I haven't made it any further into these areas. Got the crap kicked out of me when I tried to go up here. Oh no, I guess we did do this bit, but I haven't been into whatever this is yet. I guess we go there later? I don't know. Oh no, that was the place that was all stitched up with thorns we couldn't get past. We've been down through here, and I decided to fuck around and explore this area. And aside from finding out what the fuck this area is, which I do not want to go to, I've been exploring the Hanzorian coast. Oh shit! There's actually dragons around it. Cool. So that's where we're up to. No, Jay, go chill. Like, I hope I tell you this when you bring peeps in, but I really appreciate it. Like, it's a real compliment to drop your folks off of here. Because hopefully I can be at least a little bit entertaining or some good background noise. Pukow. Yeah. Sorry, I was like, I haven't really been doing much painting. I was like, wait a second. I did this guy's molten armor, which came out super good. I'm very proud of. And unfortunately, my dashi didn't come out as good as I hoped. Like, it looks fine from up here, but I was trying out a technique for giving it like a water coat. Sorry, to giving it like a design pattern that makes it look like it's like underwater. And Hindle, we found so much cool shit. Now, I am sticking with Therapy Sword because I love Therapy Sword. Therapy Sword is my friend. But, you know, we found some incredibly cool shit. We got the twin blades of Let's Have a Good Fucking Time. And what are the other fun, spicy toys we picked up? Great Katana. There was another one here. Horned Warrior's Curved Sword. Okay, I know there was some cool shit we were playing with. Because one of the few cool weapons I could use. Was it this one? That does look cool as shit. Dang it, I forgot where all my cool swords are. Oh, I don't know how long it's been, but we did get we got the Dragon Hunter's Great Katana. Fucking cool. And obviously I have Melania's Blade because I had to go full Bankai for that one. It only took me 540 attempts. 540 attempts. Darn it, I know we found some cool funky shit last session. Hitless run when... No, you must have misread the group text. I said all hits run, where Will is hit by every single creature in Elden Ring at least once. So we're exploring these little blue areas. I found my way down to here, but I stopped because we were getting towards the end of the evening, so we could check that out. Yeah, you know what? Let's go mole in the hole. Well, again, what makes me laugh in this game so much is like which bosses end up being super easy and which ones end up being brutal. Well, I tell you what. So, Hindle, once we've gone through it, we'll definitely do what we did with Bloodborne. Like, I might even start doing a new game plus as just kind of like an encore. So, like, we can go like, I don't even know why I'm killing these guys. Just catharsis. So we can go all in on whatchamacallit, spoilers and lore and like what weapons and things people enjoyed. Have a good time of it. Oh, tell me he hasn't respawned. No, he's still dead. Get fucked. This giant up here made my life a lot more difficult than it needed to be. But yeah, so Hindle, like, I'm loving the weapon design and variety of this. Because, like, Stooge was saying earlier, they just started doing New Game Plus. And it's like, that early game in Elden Ring is so different if you're starting with a full complement of gear. Oh, I got I got Ghost Fire Breath, which I'm very proud of. And I almost... first time, every timed, like, shit tons of dragons. There was one, I think there was a... I forget what threw me back. I had to retry it. But, no, this DLC is incredible. And again, friends, see, here's the thing. I try not to be too militantly... Okay, firstly, fuck off, blobs. I try not to be too militantly, like, indie-only, right? Because not everybody in the AAA space is a fucking idiot. And all we need do is look at FromSoft. Alright? Like... You know, they are a team who varied the titles they make. You know, their portfolio is everything from, you know, hard sci-fi giant robots to fantasy to fucking all sorts, right? Like, they ain't just one and done. And over the years, they mastered the art of making games in a affordable and focused manner. I mean, we've talked about this 1,000 times. We'll say it 1,000 more. Like, the way in which they create is what's led to their now iconic style of storytelling. Well, and so Hindle, it's a really good sign when a studio's DLC is their best work, because it means the team is working together real well, and they are able to enact all the shit they would have done in the main game had they had a bit more time and a bit more focus, but they don't overbloat during development and then miss all of the marks. Do you know what I mean? Okay. That's a lot of blood here. I assume from people who just eat shit and fall off. Yeah, and, like, DLC should also be fucking fun. Alright? Like, if you've never worked on a big video game, you have to understand the vibe of working on a AAA game is somewhere between, like, a theatre production and, I don't know, like... I want to say like a chaotic newspaper. You know, everything is crazy, everything is slapdashed and bolted together to make the person playing it, the person experiencing it, feel the way you want them to feel. What parts are structurally sound and what parts are just papier-mâché and glue, that's up to you. Alright? And what should happen is that once everything is done, the stage is performed, the actors have done their first night on stage and everything comes together, that's when you can have fun with it. All the stress of bringing it all together, that's done. And then you go, alright, what's the fun shit we'd love to do? What can we? Yeah, DLC should be yes and. And you can see on teams that are crunched too hard, that are burnt out, that are still in the trenches even during those DLC phases, that like, it comes across. So I'm so pissed at, you know, Microsoft for getting rid of half of Arcane, because they were always like that. Ubisoft used to be like that with their Far Cry games until they fucking turned it into a mandatory part of the experience. Like, I loved Blood Dragon. I have not been able to make sense of the other, like, quasi, like, DL sequel things. Well, see, Fearless, this is how you can tell the difference between our professions in the games industry. Sorry. Fearless was saying, I feel like working in AAA games or like working on the Apollo mission. In both cases, you're shooting for the moon and dreading that you're not going to be able to pull it off. And just hoping that nobody dies. No, Hindle, I totally agree. But one of the things that I really love is that FromSoft pulled animations from the swords and weapons from their other titles they really enjoyed. To beat Melania, I ended up using the blood katana, the pile of many corpses or what have you. Just because of that, like, I just went for a full-on bleed build stacking nonsense, because I couldn't beat her in medium armor speed. I needed to be able to move faster. And the way in which the special moves work with that katana, those are the same anims from Sekiro. I will bet 50p in a bag of skips. Ah, sealed and obscured by Maliqua. Well, we came down here for fucking nothing. Thanks. Also, I have no idea how we get to this island. Again, the amount of times where FromSoft works smarter, not harder. And I hate that that's not the lesson that keeps being taken away. I hate that we keep having these conversations about, like, oh man, video games are just, they're too expensive, they're too hard to make, you can't make big video games anymore. Well, you can, but you got to be smart about it. You can't brute force it like it's still 2010. You know? You can't brute force it like the cocaine years of Virgin Interactive. Yeah, I'll still talk shit about Virgin Interactive. I don't give a fuck. Come at me, Richie Branson. Can't sue me. I've got nothing to take. Sorry, it just there are stories, rumors, you might say, that during the peak years of Virgin Interactive, brown envelopes of cash and cocaine would be exchanged across pub tables for oh! Ow! Fucking wisps, man. Woo! The wisps are angry! The wisps fucking mad. Do. Okay. Wonder how we get over to Spooky Island. We'll work it out. Sorry. Hindle says, do you see the reports some gamers were annoyed that FromSoft because it's made them look bad? No. The Baldur's Gate 3 thing, that was not a real thing. The Baldur's Gate 3 thing was Zalavir saying that there is going to be a misinterpretation that this is what an indie game can do. To go on to discuss, just like with Elden Ring, how this isn't a game that came out on its own. This isn't a game that came out in isolation. Baldur's Gate 3 is the amalgamation of all the advancements made in Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2. Baldur's Gate 3 has assets from Divinity Original Sin in it. Like, the idea that a studio could just make a Baldur's Gate 3 was what Zalavir was talking about. And a piece of shit over at IGN called Destin decided to take one line out of context and make controversy that didn't exist. Sorry, and that's not pointed at you, Hindle. I actually spoke to Destin about it after, and he said a bunch of lip service about making it right, and he did nothing. He did nothing. Just raked in the views, threw Zalavir under the bus, and then fucked off. Because he's a shitty, mediocre white man, and he can fucking do that, I guess. Sorry. I guess the filter is off with me these days. I'm done being, you know. Like I said, I tried to talk to him. I thought maybe because he didn't understand the process or something. Anyway. But what I will say is that the DLC size for Elden Ring is incredible. Like, loads of people have said it's like a whole game unto itself. And, like, in a strange way, I understand where those devs are coming from, because, like, and I'm not saying that they are right for complaining that DLC too good. Amos, you're fine. Fiona's just gone for a smoky smoke. They're coming right back, mate. But more to the case that the management of those teams should be looking at Elden Ring's construction. How were they able to make a game this big? Like, how were they able to put it together? And that's not the lesson that, you know, management are taking away from this game. You know what I mean? Like when you look at like anything that Rockstar does. Or, you know what? I'm going to be... Because I guess I'm a fighty asshole tonight. Anything that Naughty Dog does. Who's crying? You good? Guess not. Now you're definitely not good. Sorry, I guess that was the NPC equivalent of I'll give you something to cry about. But yeah, as apparently I'm fighty Will tonight. It's probably all that sugar I had with Sprite. But both Rockstar and Naughty Dog are pretty fucking infamous for... Oh, that's bad. Alright, don't worry, friends. We've done this before. Alright, come on, puppies. We've got a dragon to hunt. Now, what's the first rule of dragon hunting? Stay away from the bitey end and the whippy end. Oh, he got me with the whippy end. Okay, I just need the puppies to distract him a little bit. Sorry, the camera does not like me fighting dragons. Secret is to be a massive annoyance. Which I am fucking versed in. No, puppy, no! Wait a second, I said puppy, no, I meant Kazaa! Good point, where are the fucking dogs? What are you lot doing hanging around here? You have one job! You hunt dragons! Amos, you're fine, buddy. You don't have to hunt dragons. You're a soft boy. You're a mascot at best. Fuck. Ha! I know where the fucking tailbone is. Oh yeah, no, Hindle, it's super cool, and I just unlocked, well, last stream, I unlocked the Ghost Flame Breath for myself, and I fucking love it. I don't know who it's effective against, but it's so fucking cool. I would say, dude, I don't think you're supposed to be up there. Little too high. Jesus. Apparently my dragon hunting dogs are taking the day off today. Fuck. Just standing there like, what do you want us to do? Woo! Crispy! Oh, fucking hell. There we go. Alright. You kids can start distracting him now. Oh, fucking yo! Got a fucking jump out of me there.
Alright, this crew's heading home.
Oh shit! Flip us when you get there.
Oh, I'll be back tomorrow. I didn't have energy to get the food together, so I'll just be
Okay.
here anyways to feed on you. So
Okay.
just get it done.
I'll let the guineas know you haven't abandoned them. But yeah, I hope you have a real cozy first night. Good luck with the little turdlet.
How does that feel? About yourself? Yep.
Woo! Fuck. Poor Kazar's getting shit kicked out of him. Woo! Oh, fucking hell. Alright, camera, I need you to work with me today. Come in, or... Oh, fucking hell. Puppies, no!
Camera says how about no?
Oh, they summon... Wasn't this the plot from Overlord? Ha! Damn. I guess there's no friendly fire between skeletons, right? Ooh. Ah, piss. No! You fuck no! Okay, I'm out of heals. And the place is full of skeletons. So this could get spicy. Even if the Glow's Flame Dragon is wrecking more skellies than me. No! Mia torta! True. Why worry about friendly fire when your friends put them back together? Oh, bear with me just a second, friends. Oh, I was doing really well, though. Just very, very easily distracted. Okay. Well, now I know what I'm fighting. Let's go remember the fuck it was. So what are we talking about? Oh, and Stooge, thank you for the bits, friend. Thank you for the bits. Oh, I can also make some dragon grease as well. Oh, dragon communion grease. Delicious. But yeah. So, one of the things that I thought was really, really interesting was with a lot of these big studio fuck-ups, and I'm not talking about like the shite we're dealing with right now because capitalism bad, but like the genuinely interesting discussion ones is how